Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to try something a bit different. As you may know, that we don't shy away from addressing controversial issues. We hit them head on. The Caravan channel. Right, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to do like a motorhome caravan comparison, like which is best, caravan or motorhome. I know what you're thinking, I'm caravan vlogger, so I'm going to be caravan biased. Well, possibly. Two ways I'm going to counteract that argument. Firstly, I have a confession to make. We have in the past owned a motorhome. We had for about a year. We had an Auto Trail 700 SE Apache, which was about 7.5 metre motorhome, so pretty big. So I'm pretty aware of the positives and negatives of owning a motorhome and a caravan. As well as that though, I've invited a guest along to give their side of the motorhome argument. He's a motorhome vlogger. You might recognise him. You might actually think he's me, but would I do such a thing? Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the show. So I'm going to do caravans, and the guy who's going to be sitting next to me is going to do motorhomes. So, motorhome vlogger, if you'd like to introduce yourself, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Caravan vlogger. Well, although I might look like him, I'm obviously not him. I wear a hat, I wear a motorhome hat. So yes, I'm the motorhome vlogger, and I'll be putting my side of the argument for a motorhome, which are obviously much better than his wobbly box. Okay, so without further ado, I'll give the case for caravans and why they're better than motorhomes. Here we go, I have a list. He has a list as well, don't worry about that. In fact, what I want to do is just time it so that I don't go over. Actually, it's a technical reason why I want to do that, because obviously we're the same person. Right, so caravans. First off, you obviously have a car. Cars are far more comfortable than the van he's driving around in, because they are vans with beds and cupboards in. No matter how you spruce them up and how much you charge for them, they're still a white van. And they do, when you drive, they do rattle. I mean, I don't know if this is true of much higher end motorhomes, but the Auto Trail's, you know, reasonably high end motorhome, and it rattled. So having the car is a big plus, especially when you get to site. Obviously when you've set up, put your stays down and release the car from the caravan, you've then got the car to drive around anywhere, so you go shopping or sightseeing or whatever. Now I won't go to the negative side of motorhome, and I'll just let him do all the positives, and you'll get the negatives from what he says. So with a caravan, you have the car and the caravan to carry stuff in. So although you've got to be careful with what you put in the caravan, you could load the car up. So you have basically two distinct areas. So when he's going to moan on about payload and how much bigger it is in the motorhome, don't forget caravanners also have the car. You get more space in the caravan. With a motorhome, obviously at the front there's a engine and a steering wheel and everything else, and that takes off, you know, quite a fair bit of the living space. I know you've got the seats you can turn around, but even so, it still takes a fair chunk off. So a caravan is cheaper to own than a motorhome overall, even including the car. Motorhomes are ridiculously priced, and not only that, you've got to service them. I know you've got to service the caravan as well, but you've got to do a habitation service and engine service with a motorhome. You've got to insure it, tax it, and depending on the age, also MOT it, whereas a caravan only has that on one vehicle. Now, guaranteed that a motorhome owner is also going to have a car seat in the home that they also have to tax, insure and MOT. So and also overall more expensive to purchase. So obviously when you arrive on site with your car, you can set all your caravan up, put all your stays down, get all your crockery out, get all your drinks out, and leave them out for the duration of your holiday. Now with a motorhome, you do all that and decide you've forgotten tea bags, you've got to pack it all away again. Well, now we've done this. We used to use crates, and you've got to put it all in the crate. You've got to pack it up as if you're going home every single time you leave site to go anywhere. Now you can probably counteract that with a lot more planning, but with a caravan you don't need to do all that, because you just leave it there, you're not taking it with you. And I'll stop there and give him a chance to have his say. Right, thank you very much, Caravan Vlogger. You made some very good points. So what I'll do, I'll try and give the motorhome side, and I won't badmouth caravans as he might have suggested. Okay, so we'll start off with easy access to the habitation area when you're driving. So I'm driving along in my motorhome, boo, I fancy a pee or a cup of tea or anything. Pull over into the service station or even a lay-by, spin the seats round and go straight into the habitation area. I haven't got to get out, park the car, get out of the car in the rain, find the caravan keys, who's got the caravan keys, who lost the caravan keys, find the caravan keys, unlock the door, go to the toilet, you know, and then lock the door and do the opposite. It's all just a hassle. Obviously motorhome has no steadies, so you haven't got to bother with the old, either the drill or the windy thing. No additional locks. Now he's going to say I'm just giving bad points about caravanning, but you know, these are good things about having a motorhome as well. No additional locks. I know the hassle, if you watch one of his videos, the hassle he's had with his Alco wheel locks. He's had to buy another lock. Anyway, payload is much better. I know he says car and caravan, but you've got all your stuff in your motorhome. You don't need another vehicle. It all goes in your motorhome and it's always with you. No unhitching or hitching, no towing unless you want to tow a car, which you could do. No awkward reversing. You haven't got to muck around with one of those toy car motor mover things like he does every time. They are easier to drive because you're not towing a wobbly box behind you. So he says it's like a van. It's not like a van. It's a motorhome. What else? Easier to set up, so when you park you're there. I know he says about forgetting food, but it's always, or forgetting tea bags, but it's always about planning. If you plan ahead, you take all the food with you. You don't need to pop to the shops, you just don't need to. Better for wild camping, you can just pull over anywhere and you're there. Especially in places like Scotland where they encourage wild camping, you can just drive around where you like, pick the best view and stop. When you're driving along exploring, you haven't got to worry about, oh, let's take this left, see what's down here. If you're taking a caravan, and I know he does this, the first thing you worry about is, oh, how wide's the road, or how am I going to turn the caravan round if there's a dead end. With a motorhome, you just do a 3-point turn as you would in the car, and some motorhomes even have cameras at the back so you can see where you're reversing to. What else have we got? I want to go back again to when you stop, the caravan, the habitation area is there. I know what he's like for going to the toilet. You want to stop every 20 minutes. In a motorhome, you just pull over in a lay-by, turn your seat round and just go to the toilet. He's going to muck about forever trying to get to his toilet. Better for quicker getaways. So we get home from work, say, straight from work, you haven't got to worry about getting the caravan in position, hooking up the car, which takes him about an hour. You just come home from work, get in the motorhome and drive off to your holiday destination. You could even stop at the supermarket on the way. A lot of supermarkets are big enough to allow motorhomes. You haven't necessarily got to worry about the barrier heights. It's all done for you. It's all there. It's all okay, no problems at all. And I think there about all the positives of owning the motorhome. So back to you, Mr. Caravan Vlogger, to sum up and end the video. And do your subscribe bit as well, you subscribe begging loser, caravan loser. That's what you should be called. Okay, so thank you for summing up there, Motorhome Vlogger. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist moaning about caravans, slagging off caravans rather than pushing your own thing. I'm surprised you didn't mention that all your services were inside the motorhome, so it's better in winter. You don't have to have a aqua roll outside or something. You still got to empty the toilet. Anyway, in summing up, so there you go, there's two parts of the arguments. In all seriousness, we did like having a motorhome, and we do like having a caravan. If I had enough money, I think I'd have both. Not sure Mandy would agree to that, but yeah, I would, because there are definitely different types of holiday that better suit caravans and motorhomes. I think motorhomes are better suited, or at least for us, they were better suited for short stays. So you're staying somewhere maybe 1 day, 2 days, whereas caravan is probably better with a 2-week holiday or something like that. So anyway, that's our thoughts on the subject. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, or maybe you'd like to do a response video. Put your view across why you think your either motorhome or caravan is better than the other. I'd be really interested to know, because I would at some point like another motorhome. Mandy isn't quite so keen, but I think maybe when I'm a bit older, and motorhomes are generally easier. Like, all joking aside, they are easier to set up and stuff like that. They do have definitely have their advantages. So that's about it from us both. Thanks very much. If you liked the video, thumbs up, and consider subscribing. And see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.